in the garage, we know in this family that I have a garbage pail, and I have a green bin where I put stuff that doesn't go in the recycling. I'll talk about that in a second. And then I have 3 blue boxes. One blue box gets like papers, and another blue box gets things like cans and glass containers. And usually I have so many of those containers, I fill up 2 of those every week. So I've got this would go into the paper one, blue box. If I was going to throw this cup away, the cup or a jar, it would go into the paper cup, tin can.
You can't throw ceramics in.
This is a ceramic?
Yeah.
All right, so where does the ceramic go? Garbage?
Yeah.
So then this would happen. So it gets kind of confusing. I do know that a glass jar and a tin can and a what about the styrofoam cup?
Styrofoam.
This isn't styrofoam.
That's cardboard?
Yeah.
So the cardboard
Styrofoam
would go
can't
into the
recycle.
blue bin.
Yeah.
And then the paper stuff, like if I had a box over there, I have a box with some containers in it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the containers out, break the box down, which is cardboard, and put it with my newspapers in the blue bin.
That's right.
That's right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, instead of having a garbage pail in your bedroom, for example, or in the bathroom downstairs, where you throw whatever you want to throw in there, and then I have to pick it up at the end of the week and sort it, I've gotten some extra blue bins and an extra garbage pail, and I've put them down where you live, so that anytime you have anything that goes in the blue bins, like paper, or tin cans, or coffee cups made out of cardboard, you can put it in the other blue bin. And then the stuff you're not sure about, like garbage things, like if you sneezed into a Kleenex, what would you call that? Paper?
You put it in the bag that's for paper towels and.
Oh, so then it
Kleenex.
would go into a green bin.
It would go
so
into
for
a green
example,
bin. That's right.
I should have another one of these downstairs with these bags in it, like this, where you put like a Kleenex that was used.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Or a
I'll get
paper
another
towel.
one of those, because I have 2 here, but this one is for vegetable scraps that I put out in my compost outside.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. So this little can here, this little cat food can, would go into, if I'm taking it down to the garage, it would go in my blue bin.
Yeah.
Okay,
Tin cans.
right, and it'll be recycled.
Yeah.
But if he had this downstairs where he is, he could feed the cat, and then he could stick it into his blue bin.
Yeah.
Because the blue bins are all going out on Monday morning anyway.
Yeah.
So what happens if you toss all the same stuff in all the bins? Like you don't separate paper from.
Then I don't think. I think
they don't take them?
I think the recycle
You get a
man,
note.
he'd
Would you?
leave a. He wouldn't take anything, and he wouldn't try to separate.
Right,
it.
right.
He'd leave a note saying you're doing this wrong.
Where does it say how you do it?
They have a website, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
A good website.
Our city sanitation department has a website, and they also have little flyers that they'll leave.
They remind you and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Remind you.
You
There's
can't
all
go
kinds of
wrong,
ways.
right?
There's no reason for people to louse it up because
Even
it's
though
easy.
for years I've been doing it wrong. For example, here's another example. We get a lot of plastic, right? So if I get a plastic bag from the store like this, I'll show you a plastic bag. Well, here's one. If I get a plastic bag like that, and I don't want to wash it and
Reuse it, yeah.
reuse it, I would put it in another big plastic bag.
Bags.
Preferably one that you can see through.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would put that out at the road,
Yeah.
and then they would take that and recycle it.
Right.
But if I take, say, this bag here,
Yeah, because there's bags that are like
Yeah,
wrappers
bag.
kind of
That's
thing,
right.
these are plastic bags with the peanuts in
but
it.
it's different plastic.
Yeah, normally I would put that in with this and put it in with the clear big
Yeah.
plastic bag and put it at the road.
Yeah.
I bought some salt the other day in a big plastic bag.
Yeah.
So I used the salt up in my salt machine downstairs to softener thing. And then I took the big plastic bag and I thought, oh, I can stuff plastic like this in it and then it's plastic like this in it. And so I've been filling it up, and now you're telling me this goes where? This bag?
It should say on it if it's recyclable. If it doesn't, you throw it
Oh,
in
you
garbage.
mean I gotta take time to look at bags like this and look at all the words on it and try to figure out whether or not it's recyclable?
Well, you just look for the little.
Yeah, but sometimes
recycle.
that symbol is not like
Yeah, you
accurate
can't find the
because
symbol.
you can see like styrofoam that has the recycle symbol on it.
Yeah,
You can't
there
recycle
are
it.
certain things.
Well, to be safe though, here's one here. Look, it's
Yeah.
got a funny symbol on it. See?
Yeah, it looks like a recycle with a line through it.
Right.
Can't.
I mean, that means this goes in the garbage.
Right.
So my big garbage pail
Yeah.
gets that plastic bag.
Yeah.
My plastic collection bag that you
Yeah.
can see through.
Yeah, because my question is if this goes to the recycling plant, is that gonna like get melted down and turn into another new bag, or are they just gonna wash it out and put it back out there?
Gee, that's a good
No.
question because wouldn't it be nice?
They don't
Wouldn't it be nice if the recycling place for our city would have tours every Saturday
Yeah,
morning?
I'd
I
go-
think
I'd
they
go.
do have tours.
So you could figure out what's
They
what.
do have tours.
But isn't the recycling place way the heck out like friggin' towards Hamilton?
No, no.
Is that a big recycling
No,
plant? or something?
our recycling place is the dump.
Oh, that's the recycling
Yeah,
place?
right in
Oh, I guess
town.
so, yeah.
Yes, of course.
I thought there was like a giant plant out
Oh,
towards.
I don't know what our city
Yeah.
trucks. And I know that there's a mountain out there right
Yeah,
now.
the big mountain.
A big mountain. When I was a little kid, where that dump is in this town, it was flat.
Right.
Now it's a mountain.
It's a landfill with
Yeah,
a mountain.
yeah. And in Kitchener, you said that they took the
Yeah,
landfill
Mount
and-
Trashmore.
Yeah, they made it into a park.
Yeah, it's like a toboggan hill.
But it's
And
really
a park.
garbage.
I guess. Well, you'd think it. I mean, that
It couldn't even have tin cans and plastic in there.
that brings up the question: of how long does garbage take to turn into dirt? Like 1,000 years, or like
yes,
10 million
forever.
years, or
30,000 years.
okay, so there's just garbage
By
under
the
that
way,
hill.
I went to a I don't know what it was, but it was a recycling meeting once.
Yeah.
And they told the guy said, and you were there too, right, Sue? The guy said a styrofoam cup takes 30,000 years to break down into soil.
Right.
If you threw it on the ground 30,000 years later,
It would be-
be soil.
But only in 30,000 years.
And
Not in.
holy cats! But let's stop
Yeah.
with the styrofoam. At least the cardboard cup.
Yeah.
You can remember when we were little. They used to sell soft drinks in bottles.
Right. The bottle shop, pop shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even before that, it was bottles. Everything was bottles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bottle
And
Coke.
if you took the bottles back,
We got 2 cents.
you got 2 cents.
Right. Yeah.
So we did that. And I don't know if you didn't take it back. I think the bottles ended up in the garbage.
Yeah. Hmm.
Because they didn't do any recycling in those days. So,
Yeah.
all right. So then they went from glass to plastic
Yeah.
and eliminated all the glass,
Hmm.
at least in terms of soft drink.
Hmm.
Anyway, so just I'm going to try harder now to mind my recycling.
Yeah.
I'm in the kitchen here, and then when I go from the kitchen with my newspaper and my plastic down to the garage,
Yeah.
I gotta sort it. And then you are in your apartment,
Yeah.
instead of just throwing everything into one pail and calling it garbage,
Hmm.
you're gonna recycle it in your little room there, and
Yeah.
then I'll just take it out to the curb.
Well, here's my question about the dump in Cambridge. Why is it so? If it's such like there's so much trash and everything out there, it's like it's pretty like a lot of wetland. It's almost like a wetland park almost. Ducks like it there. Geese are there. It's like they seem to not mind the trash, or they like the trash, or something's going on out there because there's so many critters out there.
Right.
What's your take on that?
Well, I think that there are a lot of critters that really don't understand what we throw away,
Yeah.
and so they might just nibble on it.
Yeah.
Right? Or get something like a piece of metal stuck in their throat and die, and we wouldn't know about that.
Yeah.
And no one is going to tell you about that either.
But whenever I've been to the dump, they look pretty happy
well,
out
of
there.
course, if you worked at the dump and the city was in charge
Yeah.
of you, they would be telling you that if you see any animals that are, say, stressed and not
Yeah.
dead, well, we'll help them and take them to a vet.
Yeah.
But if you see any dead ones, just cover them up.
I've never seen any dead ones
No,
out
of
there.
course you wouldn't. No one wants you to
I'm
see
not talking about what they say. I'm talking about what I see when I'm there, which is
No,
like
I'm
Ducks
just saying
Unlimited
the
out
city's
there.
going to keep it all clean
Yeah.
and neat. because we go out there regularly and
Yeah.
we witness what they do.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if you've ever been to the Herb Street dump, it stinks. If you've been to the Cambridge dump, it doesn't really stink.
Well, I don't know about Herb Street's another city.
Yeah, as soon as you get near that Herb Street dump, it smells. but
Maybe we either have half as many people,
I don't think that's it.
or maybe we try harder.
Maybe we just like throw it deeper in the
Did
hole.
you know that I think one of the largest, if not the largest, dump in the world?
Is the ocean?
No, well, it could
There's
be.
like
It
there's
could
that
be.
island floating
It
around.
could be, but I mean, a land dump is
Yeah.
in what city, Sue? Rio de Janeiro. So Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, South America,
Mm-hmm.
has the largest dump, if you want to call it that,
Okay.
landfill site in the world.
Huh,
And there
interesting.
are people out there working, like we have them working at ours,
Yeah.
and living there.
Right.
They live in the dump.
Yeah.
There's one, and there's a movie on this. If you looked it up on YouTube, Rio de Janeiro dump,
Yeah.
you'll see the movie, and especially it was very fascinating because this woman who lived at the dump cooked for the people. The dump was as big as our city.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so friggin' immense.
Now there are 6,000 people who live there.
Yeah, but anyway, she in her neighborhood in the dump, she was the cook.
Hmm.
So she had some of her neighbors who lived in the dump too.
Yeah.
Right? They would go and sort through the food
That comes into the dump.
that came in, and they could tell what the rich people were throwing away
Yeah.
versus the poor people.
Right.
So they would collect the rich, like a filet mignon steak that
Yeah.
some rich person threw out.
Mhm.
They would collect that and bring it to her, and she had an open, huge fire pit, and she cooked it all. She was a fabulous chef,
Yeah.
and she fed all the people in her neighborhood. So they were eating better than the people that didn't live at the dump.
Right. Yeah.
But it was so amazing. That
That's
was just
interesting.
one thing.
Yeah, because I've seen like even in town where they like get rid of produce and then all of a sudden there's like a dumpster full of like seemingly decent produce, you know, like a bunch of zucchinis or whatever, and
Well, and the other thing was this man,
a couple of gourds.
the man who made the movie about the Rio dump, right?
Yeah.
He used to live in the dump when he was a little kid.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
grew up in the dump, and then he became an artist.
Yeah.
And then he decided he was going to make a movie about the dump that he grew up in, and so he got the people. You know, one lady was a cook, and somebody else was a builder, and all these people lived
Yeah.
in the dump. And he interviewed each one of them, and they had fabulous stories. It's a great movie. Just look up Rio de
They
Janeiro
took the
dump.
money. He took the money
Yeah.
that he made selling his art because he was world famous.
Yes.
He took the money and he put it back into the dump, educating the children that were there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Make
so
it-
let's all recycle,
It was
recycle,
called.
recycle.
What was the name of that?
Well, I don't know what, but I'll tell
I'll
you
think of it. I
one
know
more
it.
thing before you sign off here. We go, as you know, because you're with us usually. We go for a walk around our town every day for exercise reasons, and we just like walking just for fun too. See all kinds of things, and we notice that some people are slobs. Some people in all ages too.
Yeah.
And they throw their waste, whatever that is,
Yeah.
on the ground.
They're garbage.
Yeah, they call it garbage. They're done with their coffee, just throw it on the
Or they
ground.
take
Who cares?
their Happy Meal and just
Right.
dump it on the road.
So because, especially that woman over there, because she really, really cares about the environment and thinks that every little bit that she does to help will make a difference, she picks up the stuff. And so she doesn't really enjoy the walk. In fact, most of the time we're way ahead of her and she's way back there picking up people's garbage that she didn't throw down. So wouldn't it be nice if everybody just minded their P's and Q's and they just they tried really hard to recycle and not create as much waste, and don't buy things that you have to throw in. If this bag has to go in the garbage, don't buy it.
But you bought it.
I'm not a saint here. I make lots of mistakes, but I'm just saying that you could write to the company and say to the company, put this in a recycle. And by the way, I should tell you, this here, Kirkland, this came from Costco. Kirkland that must be the Costco company.
It's a company, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, these are mixed nuts. They used to come in a jar, and it was a plastic jar. I
Hard
noticed,
plastic.
yeah, hard plastic, but I noticed, which would go in the garbage. And what I noticed is all the nuts in the Costco store in our little town is now in plastic bags like this.
Yeah, except it's not
And
normal plastic. It's like not recyclable, and it's like kind of garbage plastic.
Well,
right?
here's the deal. It says right on the front here, 85% what?
Probably recycled plastic or something.
Recycled.
Yeah,
Right
reduced plastic.
No, on the front, Sue.
It
Yeah,
says
but look at
No,
that.
but wait a minute. What does it say there on the front?
85% reduced plastic compared to the jar.
There you
there you
go.
go. So they've done something.
So they've done something, and then of course on the back
They
they,
know about
got
the
the
jar.
symbol saying you can't recycle it.
Right. There's the no. Even though it looks kind of like it's got recycle, but it's got a line through it.
Right. So they're trying.
They're trying to do
It
something.
might take a few years before everybody gets smarter.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to sell nuts, so
You know what
that's
we
prime
should do?
directive.
Is go out to the dump and talk to the people and get their brochures and all of the information that they have that they give to people to educate them
Right.
about recycling and the dump.
And
Yeah.
And they used to have tours.
I like our
Recycling
dump. Yeah.
plant.
I would go on a tour of a recycling
But what do you
plant.
want to do with these papers?
I want to read them. I want to have them here so that,
No, but you should give them
They
to
have
everybody you
pictures.
know too.
well,
Right? All your friends should get one of these to put up on their fridge. So
the
that
city used to send them out.
I know they did.
all
And people
residences.
just threw them in the garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, how silly. But anyway, we'll do our best ourselves, and we can tell a few of our friends that really care what we're doing, and maybe they'll
Yeah.
give us some tips about what they do, and we can make the world a better
Well, at least
place.
we're having a discussion about it. At least.
Yeah, at least we now will start in this house being a little bit smarter when it comes to
A
it.
little
I
bit.
will anyway, will you, Sue?
I'm already
She's
smart.
already
you,
the
Dave?
smartest. I can be smarter.
And teach that friend of
That kid
yours.
that's coming over to do stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Bye.